Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's main event. We have Mayohosko coming at you at 60 frames per second, 4K resolution, no sugar, no filler, just real whole egg! Let's get ready to Lego!
Hello, it's me, mayohosko, coming to you at 60 frames per second in 4K resolution. No sugar, no filler, just real whole egg, and welcome to my channel.
Mayohosko, it's your boy, JP.
Real whole egg. Everybody say real whole egg. Real whole egg.
Real whole egg.
Real whole egg.
There we go. Capture that, Mayo. That's for you. That's for you.
Everyone say real whole egg at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Real
whole egg.
Sweet. I'll cap that and then add it to the intro.
That's kind of fucked up though. It's a little off-centered.
Real whole
egg.
Eggs?
Oh, our timing was off, but
egg. Do we go
that's
slowly
okay.
or fast?
I think that was fine. Is that fine, or do you want us to
Yes,
do it
because
slow?
I actually prefer it when people do it all out of sync because that makes it more authentic.
Yeah.
Everyone on the panel say it at the same time. Okay.
Oh, okay.
What are we saying again?
Real whole egg.
Whole egg.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Real
Whole egg. Close enough.
Well, if you don't mind me saying, a little bit of no sugar, no filler, a whole lot of real whole egg coming up on these Fridays.
Hello, Miss Zambi here, saying real whole egg. Mayohosko channel. Go check it out.
Real whole egg. There we go. I don't know what else you want. Wait, why am I... Are you talking about like what goes well with mayo? Also, how did you even come up with the name Mayohosko? Like, do you just love mayo? I don't know.
Rolling into the chat, we got to give a shout out. No sugar, no filler, just real whole egg. Splat out. That's what I'm talking about. Mayohosko. 2 whoop salute, Mayo. Welcome to the jankiness.
For Mayohosko, I give you a real whole egg. Wait, where did all these other eggs come from? What in the name of the Emperor is going on?
Everyone make sure to send in your videos of saying real whole egg, and I'll add you to the intro. Thank you.
I'm brushing my teeth. Someone please start the show. RC, please.
Are you eating? What's up, TJ?
Yo.
I just had to spit out my toothpaste. Can someone else please start the show at RC?
What's up, everybody?
There we go.
Welcome
I'm
to
still getting set up. Sorry.
Yeah, welcome to episode 33 of Real Whole Egg. This is a special episode because this is when TJ let me know that there were more Ninjago sets coming out this March, I thought it would be a good opportunity to talk about Ninja versus Ninjago again. We've talked about it in the past, and I think TJ also might have been there for it. But I wanted to compare, well, since we're in another new era of Real Whole Egg, I thought it would be opportune time to compare Ninja versus Ninjago again because I think it's one of the best comparisons that us vintage fans of Lego can make. So, without being said, welcome to episode 33. Hope everyone's had a good week. We have, of course, from Blocks to Mocks, the regular co-host, and let's give a round of applause to the best ninja in the Lego community, Titanium J.
What's up, TJ?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Always
Whenever I
fun
go
to
to
stop by and hang
one,
out.
it's got to be with TJ.
Yeah, for sure.
Always fun to hang out.
Anyway, how's everyone's week gone?
I cannot complain, my friend. Building and working, that's about it.
Yeah, week's been all right. My week started out interesting because I had to do a Taco Bell challenge where I attempted to consume 12 tacos from Taco Bell in one sitting. I got through 9, so I think I did pretty well. But that was an interesting way to start the week. Beyond that, it's been pretty chill.
That set the tone for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Anyway, let me go look at the rundown because unlike 13 months ago when Titanium J was last year, we actually have a rundown now. Always trying to up the professionalism over here. Okay, so yeah, we're running a lot behind time, but because I had morning breath and I needed to brush my teeth. So, how we go? So, I'm going to make a very short opening monologue. The AFL is back! Hooray! So I'm glad that football's back. A lot of my friends in real life, and I talk about it all the time, much like how during NFL season I talk with my American friends about the NFL. So yay, it's back. The sporting calendar never stops. Okay, and also, so some of you guys know that I'm not the biggest collector of new Lego, but whenever there's a new theme that comes out that I can make a comparison with to an older theme, we always like to do so. And I will let everyone know that sometime in March we will be comparing. We will be doing a stream comparing not Ninjago, Fabuland with Animal Crossing. But let's have 5 seconds of silence for Kobe Bryant. Anyway, we were 5 seconds late to that. So, hello everyone out there in the comments. Who do we have in the comments? We have Ben B, Mr. Blue, from Locks to Mocks, our co-host, Lego TV, Gladiator Bricks Productions, Titanium J, our guest host, Dave Bricks 76. Who else is down there? And that's everyone so far.
Gladiator Bricks is in here.
Yeah. Gladiator always comes around eventually. Anyways, there been any interesting comments so far? Anything interesting in the comments? There's normally not when we just get the ball rolling. Gladiator says, Ninja wins, no hands down, Ninjago is a bootleg of Ninja. Oh, that's a hot topic. Not sure what a Ninjago stan like TJ would say about that. Team B says nothing worse than morning breath on the stream. Exactly. Gladiator says Taco Bell. Hope you took your stuff off. Hope you took stuff for stomach problems. Ooh. And that's everyone so far. Yeah. So that's all. I think all the necessary comments we could respond to. Let's skip ahead on the schedule because we need to bankroll a bunch of stuff. Does anyone have any personal news?
Do not. Do
As in,
not.
did you buy any sets? Are you starting any new projects? Any stuff personally? What kind of news?
No, just constant, steady progress on the mountain. That's what it is right now. I made an Instagram post not too long ago, but I got about 12,000 bricks off of Blue Bricks, and it's all for the rock work. So that way, landscaping and everything else like that, it just saves a huge amount of money. And but I've just been working on the rock and the mountain work, and that's about it right now.
Do you have any news, TJ?
Well, I've gotten a couple Lego items in recently. I found the Ninjago Young Dragon Ryu, part of the March wave, early at Meijer, and that was initially the only thing I was going to buy. And then Micro Ninjago City popped up on the Insider Rewards, and I had to redeem that. So I ended up buying the Kai's Ninja Climber mech, actually. So to get that as well. So Micro Ninjago City is here. In fact, I'll turn on my camera.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice little build. No exclusive parts. There's only one printed element in the whole set. You do get an extra, and it's this little sushi tile. Comes in other sets. So not even exclusive print there. So yeah, you could part this together. You don't have to redeem the 2,700 points in order to do it. I believe Brickball's actually posted a parts list already, so you can import it into Bricklink. The only trouble you might have is instructions.
I was getting ready to say on sets like that, because I've seen on a lot of the GWPs, Lego doesn't even post the instructions on their website.
Yeah, the instructions haven't been posted yet. I've checked back every so often for the digital instructions. They're not there.
Yeah. So instructions and stuff like that usually become a little more valuable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really what you're paying for is the box and the instructions with this redeem.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure whether you someone scans them in or someone does a speed build of it, there will be ways to build it, to find a way to build it.
Yeah.
But it's possible Lego themselves may not post the instructions.
I also noticed that's one of 4 that's supposedly so.
It's the first of 4. I believe Docs had a blurry image leak last month.
Got you.
And so that's the one that's next. They're based on all 4 of the Ninjago modulars. We have city, docks, gardens, and markets. So we're gonna be getting those throughout the year.
Yeah, so you know what's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the noteworthy. Let's go to the noteworthy news. The Lego Spring Garden House GWP. I think this is for Easter. I'm not normally a big fan of the Easter GWPs, but I do like the inclusion of that lime green watering can. It says the product page for the upcoming blah 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 gift with purchase is now up on the Lego shop. Set contains 277 pieces, and you can get it for free with purchases over $80 from March 12th to 31st. Blah blah blah. There was some more noteworthy news. We don't pay attention to the House of World blah 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 GWPs. This is something that a lot of people are interested in. Lego Batman, the animated series Gotham City, set 76271 officially announced. That has a lot of detail, but people have been complaining about the prices. Lego has officially revealed a new Batman, the animated series set with Gotham City, releasing on the 1st of April. The set has 4,210 pieces and will retail for $300. The set features a whole skyline of Gotham City with a 3D look with various parts of the set that can open up to reveal more details. The set will also include minifigures of Catwoman, Batman, Harley Quinn, and Joker. I'm just going to say it that minifigs don't belong in mosaics, in my opinion.
That's Lego's thing. That's how they're going to sell that for $300 because minifigures are going to sell the set.
And then they're going to put at least some of them in sets later this year because there's more DC sets, specifically Batman sets, rumored for later this year. So that's how they're going to do it. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised.
like so. This is like supposed to be of the '90s cartoon. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, Batman the
Yeah,
Animated
yeah.
Series.
I wonder if these figs will be exclusive because if you look at the Joker, he looks just like the Joker
Yeah.
that was in that cartoon movie or that cartoon show.
I think most likely the figures in playsets would be a bit more simplified. Maybe they wouldn't have as much, like maybe Catwoman, for example, wouldn't have dual molded legs in the playset, but
Yeah.
she does here in this display set because Lego, I guess, doesn't want to put effort into playsets. But yeah, also with Harley Quinn, I will point out there is white printing on red parts, and we saw with Commander Fox that wasn't doing too well. It made it look slightly pink. So will that happen with Harley Quinn?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's one of my concerns, at least.
And I haven't seen too many people talking about it, but I like the fact that they used the triangular plates as some of the cheese wedges and the half round curved tiles to make it look like the silhouette of a bat for the Batcave. I think that's a good.
Oh yeah, the detail in this thing is amazing, and especially having just built the Micro Ninjago City, I have this sudden greater appreciation for micro builds, and it's amazing the kind of detail they can get. I mean, this thing, it's $300. That's a big ask, but if you're a fan of Batman the Animated Series, it's worth taking a look at because it's really cool.
Although I'm not sure what those police zeppelins are doing.
Well, if you ever seen the show, that was like even in the intro, the police zeppelins were like always looking for criminals and stuff.
And we don't cover sets getting to 10,000 votes because every set gets to 10,000 votes. But this is noteworthy. Lego Minifigure Factory returns to Lego Shop US.
Ooh.
Earlier today, Lego has announced that the Minifigure Factory has returned to the Lego Shop for the US. It has originally launched as a beta back in summer 2022, and they have taken feedback and implemented some new additions to the shopping experience. There are now more head, lower body, and accessories that you can use to create your unique minifigures. They are still working on adding multiple minifigures in the same order, and they are still hoping it'll be ready by this summer, or for us in the southern hemisphere, the winter. Also coming soon is a free feature that is available in stores, which will add more customization. Once they implement the free draw, I want to draw my profile picture on a torso at this Minifig Factory. I do.
That's pretty cool. You can put whatever you want on there.
The fact that they're going to popularize the free draw function is a win-win in my book.
So you're able to just put whatever kind of logo you want on there.
Yeah, you could draw anything. If people like Sculpt blocks or Macro Bricks wanted to draw a cannabis plant on a torso, they could do it.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't care about makeup ideas. So that was all of so that was everything on the front page. I didn't see anything about other pages, so I guess that's all of the news for this week. When later we will go back to the Brick Fan to look at the pictures of the Lego Ninjago March first sets, and we will cross-reference them to their depictions on Lego.com. The reason why I have my build cam photo off right now is because while we are doing the news, I don't want to show people myself without my shirt on.
I will say, I know you passed up on that that house GWP, but I will say when I went to the Lego store not too long ago for some bricks, just filler block off the pad wall, they were completely out of it.
Honestly, I think that's mostly coincidental because so many people were making big March 1st purchases. We got Snow White, we got Medieval Town Square, a bunch of sets for other themes, Star Wars, Ninjago, all that stuff. And people were making these big purchases, and there happens to be a flower store available at the same time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I was kind of impressed that it was. I was like, that many people really want that, huh? But what you say makes sense too. Is that they didn't really care about the GWP; they just cared about the sets that got released.
Yeah, although there's really no reason to buy sets day one. I mean, and if you're a big fan of it, then yeah. But like, at least for me, I'm getting to a point where I wait for GWPs.
Yeah,
like getting sets day one is cool, but I don't go overboard with it anymore. So
yeah, and that seems to be what almost like Instagram has people kind of conditioned to, is like everybody's trying to get the set as soon as it comes out so they can post about it before everybody else.
Yeah, but by then, by the release day, it's too late because the LAN members have it out, or the big channels that review that stuff have it out as well. So there's really no point in having
I agree.
buying that set day one for review purposes, unless you have a really big audience that will watch that review regardless of when you release it. There's no point in making that day one purchase. If you can get it early, then yeah, but
Yep. No, and I'll agree. If you're like a big fan or something, I can see that. Like you've been waiting on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last year when Markets came out, Ninjago City Markets, I was a big fan of that. I went out and bought it day one. I did also want to do the whole working toilet thing. I was interested in that one, to make a little thing on that, but that was just a set that I was really hyped for, and so I bought it day one anyway. So it's things like that, but like I don't do that with every set anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So we have some Jimmy and Johnny D and Copper and Trebs Reborn, and glad to have everyone here today. We're gonna read over your comments soon, but we do have to play a couple stingers for some people. So for Scott's blocks,
PPP.
The Wii! Duh!
and for Lego Team B.
Are you afraid of bees? They're only insects after all. I wouldn't care if hundreds were swarming around. I'd just blow smoke and make them buzz off. Buzz, 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 retorted Duck.
Anyway, now we're going to respond to some people in the comments. TJ and RC, if anything jumps out to you, feel free to read over stuff. Team B thinks that your intro is killer, RC.
Thank you, Team B.
What else is going on?
You got quite. If you're starting from the beginning, you got quite the chat to go through. That it's been running pretty consistently the whole time.
Yeah. Gladiator is apparently 50,000 years old.
That's actually 500,000.
Yeah. Dave says that they've had 3 weeks of low 40s in Perth. Yikes. Gladiator asks, anyone ever get the Zane glider polybag? Says it came with 6 golden chipped swords.
I know the polybag that is, but never got it myself. I always wanted it, and I could probably part it together, but I never got it myself. It's really cool though. Early Ninjago polybag.
Scott saying, I love the show, hope we get more animated series sets. That's for the Batman.
Yeah, that was about the Batman.
And Scott says, unless there's a GWP on the release date that I'd want. Yeah, that goes back to something I've been saying. I've heard a lot of people talking about FOMO, and you really don't need FOMO, because you can just assume that every set will be on shelves for at least 12 months. And when Lego's actually doing their job right, they will keep a set on shelves for 3 years or more if they're not stupid. So don't buy anything on day one. Just wait for double VIP, a sale, or a GWP. I've been hyping up the medieval town square for 12 months now, and I didn't buy it on day one because I'm waiting for a GWP because I'm too smart to have FOMO. The only thing I have FOMO about is vintage GWPs, and one thing TJ has FOMO about is Ninjago GWPs, which is why he bought that Lego to get that micro scale Ninjago City.
So, about a week ago, when I went to the Lego store, I don't know if all Lego stores are doing this, but they had a like a Easter egg hunt kind of thing going on in the store, where you had to go around the store and find certain things, and if you found them, you got $10 in VIP points.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Few more people rocked up in. Hello, Seth Bland. Everyone spam the guitar emoji and the red coat Kyle. Everyone spam the light bulb emoji.
What's up, Kyle?
Yeah. I think we're almost done reading the chat. Because I caught up with everything that's notable. So we got some time. So let me and we got a moderate amount of comments that people commented on my videos this week. So I'm going to go to YouTube Studio. I'm going to go to the comments, and we're going to share the screen for my YouTube comments. We're going to respond to people who commented on my stuff. If you ever want your comments to be featured on the Reading the Comments segment, always make sure to leave a comment on any of my pieces of content on YouTube before we do this segment every episode of Real Whole Egg. So everyone, let's go and read the comments.
Guys, I should really make a reading your comments video. Great job. This is the best thing I've ever seen since yesterday.
Good. What high praise, man. What a great comment.
Too much cliffhanger, not enough story, craves more story, am very sad.
Am very sad, dude.
So he was scarped.
I've been scarped before, it's not fun.
Okay, let's very quickly read over these comments. So, there's a lot of stuff on my video, Lego Model Rail Trains at Brick World Chicago. Nate, Mr. Blue said, great video, Mayo, have a great week. I'm going to say, I did have a great week. Actually, I'm going to bring this down here to type these comments. I did have a great week because I got my mock groove back. And then there's a mass thread which was initiated by Grumpy J. It says very cool looking. Wish Lego would make Monorail again. we all wish they would. And Scott's Blocks said on that thread, don't we all? Kunta said, yes, we do need a monorail set. City downtown set has yellow one, but no tracks. I'm going to respond to Kunta and said, that downtown monorail was disappointing. And then Hanzo Cloud said, it's not just Lego getting rid of their monorails. Sydney City also demolished ours. It seems the monorail is a thing of the past, both in toy and real life. And I'm going to say the only monorails I can think of are in medium-sized German cities. That was a long thread. Scott's Block said, well, Mayo, this is freaking epic. Thank you for sharing. Oh, and I'm going to give that a heart and say it was epic. So I had to film this. Also, people might have noticed that that video was 4 minutes 20. And then Country said, hi Derek, it was great next year. I hope me and May will do a live stream on the setup day Thursday next year. Chris from L Parts from L Bricks Group on Facebook. Ian had a Lego Storm there. He runs a Brickling store. He made it to LB News Channel. Was cool. As Brickman from Australian Lego Monsters was there. Me and Mayo stayed at the same hotel. It was great. That's my best of trying to translate Country Bricks Build Craze to English. Hope I did a good job, Country. I'm gonna say it was an all-round good time at Brickman. And Country said himself, as I was not there on the Saturday, I heard it was so busy. Now I know why TLC Wick was buggered and was ready to relax. After dinner the Sunday, they were not too busy, but started to get busy at 10:30ish. I'm going to say late morning is when convention patrons really roll through. Because I'm not sure if you noticed Titanium J at Brick World Chicago. It always takes an hour for the public to really get in because the lines are so long. Do you remember how long those lines were? It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, the lines.
On my latest city update, Miss Amby said, "Great city, a great update. City looks so good." I'm gonna say, I always try to make it better than the last. And Ben B commented on my community post saying that we're live in 4 hours, said, okay. And I'm also going to say, TY. And that was everyone who commented. Was there anything that got held for with you? No, nothing got held for with you. Good. Okay, cool. So that was all of the comments. If you want to get featured in this segment in the future, don't forget to leave a comment on any of my videos, live streams, shorts, or posts. What's next in the rundown? Okay, yeah, so now it's time to get to the lecture style of, the first part of the lecture style about Ninja versus Ninjago. So do you have any backstory about the new Ninjago sets that got released this month?
So I'll tell you what little I know. The season where these things come from hasn't aired yet. We've gotten some trailers and whatnot. So I'll give you as much as I know. These the bad guys are these wolf mask warriors trying to assemble some stuff for a blood moon ritual that'll bring back a group called the Forbidden Five. I'm not clear on who the Forbidden Five are yet, but it sounds bad. So these wolf mask warriors are the bad guys, and they have that big temple with the blood moon. And the ninja are trying to stop them. I think they have to learn something new to combat the wolf mask warriors because they have a technique called shatter spin. So yeah, so the main temple, the wolf mask shadow dojo, that's where the bad guys are operating out of. They have the gong of shattering, which is part of their power. And then of course we also have young dragon Ryu, which is the baby dragon from the first wave, who's gotten a little bit bigger. So he's growing. He's growing with the show. The Kai mech that's in the wave has been seen very briefly in one of the trailers. And then the Dragonstone Shrine, we don't know if that'll be in the show. And same with the Aaron's buggy. We haven't seen any footage of that at all. So that's kind of the context show-wise we have for the new wave.
Yeah, so before we look at the pictures of the sets that got released, I will answer Kyle's question. If anyone ever wants to be a guest host on a Real Hell Egg, you'll have to make a formal application by messaging the official @real_whole_egg Instagram account, because we organize any guests pre-show, and so if you want to make a formal application to join the show for one or multiple episodes, you can go message that Instagram account, and we can handle any queries you have about wanting to come onto the show as a guest. So let's bring up the pictures of the sets that got released. Let's go to the share screen. Let's go first to the Brick Fan. So it says this was a post back in January that leaked these sets. Said JB Spielwallen has revealed more of the March 2024 wave of LEGO Ninjago sets. So there's the Young Dragon Ryu set 71810. We have the Allen's Ninja Off-Road Buggy Car set 71811. We have the Kai's Ninja Climber Mech set 71812. We have the Wolf Mask Shadow Dungeon set 71813. And we have the Dragonstone Shrine set 71819. And I gotta say, I like that we get waterfall, and I can never say no to pink foliage.
Yeah,
one thing I'll say about Ninjago that I think is pretty cool compared to the ninjas is that with the TV show that goes with it and everything, there's so much of a story behind it, like that goes with the whole play set. So, you're playing along almost like with the story. But back in our day, I mean, it was just kind of ninjas and you made up your own story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
and
Ninjago's
this is,
story element.
Yeah, and I like this one because not only are we getting the magenta foliage, but we're also getting the dark blue foliage. Also nice to see this is plentiful of the 2x3 5-sided tiles from Nexo Knights.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool with the wolf head that they have right there, right in the middle.
And most people know my thoughts about mechs is that it's not so good. So I'm definitely not qualified to talk about mechs.
Yeah, this mech is interesting because it's got the hooks and things. It's got 4 arms. It's a bit of a different mech compared to some of the others. This one does not have bendable arms, or not elbows or knees, but that's because this was designed in mind of rougher play. So it needed to be more stable than other mechs of this larger scale. And the best part is you don't actually need shelf space for it. You just need a place to hang the hooks, and that's where it can go. Yeah, you can just hang this on the wall. I might do that.
So those round pieces and the elbows don't move?
No, the elbows do not move. They're a molded piece. Those were also seen in the smaller Ninjago mechs that were in the January wave.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but that's because of the stability thing. But the wrists do move, at least. Those move.
And is it just me, or are those wannabe the Imperial Empire logos on the shoulder
I think
flag?
it's some.
Shoulder pads.
I think it's some sort of Kai symbol, one of its fire symbols. Kai's had a few fire symbols over the years, so yeah.
Now, real quick, because I don't know much about Ninjago. Are these from the show or the movies?
They're from the show, yeah. They'll be in the upcoming season, which airs in a little under a month.
Got you. So they actually have the mechs in the show.
Yeah. So pretty much all of these things appear in the show. I mean, the only exceptions you might find for sure are 4+ sets. You don't usually see those in the show. But yeah, and we don't know about the Dragonstone Shrine yet. I'm sure Aaron's buggy will show up because it's a vehicle, but we don't know about the Dragonstone Shrine location build. We haven't gotten a good. I mean, all we've gotten is a trailer and a few teasers, so we don't have full context yet. But the Dragonstone Shrine could very well just be this one-off display set that's kind of targeted towards the older Ninjago fans / non-Ninjago fans. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, the mech much like the mech underneath, this buggy is also meh.
Yeah, I'm a bit more meh with this one. Like I did see the box in person at Meyer when I went there and got the Ryu Dragon early, and it is bigger than you'd expect. I think this whole vehicle is bigger than you expect because this is 200 and something pieces and $50, which is for the people who care about price per piece, that's a big ask. But there's a lot of big pieces in there. Those wheels are huge.
And speaking about price per piece, breaking news: we officially have Real Whole Egg acronyms for the various fans of Real Whole Egg, and one of the acronyms we now have is Apple with 3 P's. So if you're someone that likes advocating price per piece Lego economics, I'm going to refer to you as an Apple.
Speaking of
advocating price per piece Lego economics.
Speaking of prices and parts, I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't buy enough of these sets to really know. But that piece that's right across the windshield or the windscreen, the glass, that's like an older piece I haven't seen in Lego in quite a while, to be honest with you.
They used to use that piece with a lot of the horse and carts in.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. The horse and carriage, and then they actually built them like little duty buggies out of them, like back in the 90s.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of that part lately, but it's a nice use of it.
Yeah.
And this dragon is also meh to me. Looks very chunky, but I do like getting some of those. I do like getting some of the pieces in the sand blue color.
The wings look cool.
Yeah, the wings, that's not a new part, but it's a new color for that part. The part originally came out in the January wave with the dragon strikes. The 2 big draws for this is that one, it's Ryu, who's a new character in the show. Started out as a baby dragon, now he's a bit bigger, so people want to collect that character. And the other is Sora has a more accurate hairpiece. The hairpiece that she had in the first couple waves was inaccurate to her appearance in the show, and Lego has fixed that and given us something more accurate. So that's, at least for Ninjago fans, that's a big draw for that. And I'm sure that hairpiece will come in other sets in the future, but right now this is the only way to get it.
And I'm quickly going to go to Twitch to get the pop-out chat. So if anyone is watching, if anyone is watching this stream on their phone or their other portable device, and you want to use other apps in the background instead of watching Real Whole Egg on Twitch, you can. Instead of watching Real Whole Egg on YouTube, you can go listen to Real Whole Egg on Twitch, so you can have it playing in the background of yourself using other apps. Or if you want to use if you like using the Twitch emojis and all the other fun stuff you can get over on Twitch, you can also watch this stream on Twitch, because this is a simple task. Yeah, so those are the images from the Brick Fan. Kind of skimmed over these 2 bases just because I wanted to get my big thoughts about the vehicular sets over with first. What does everyone think about these bigger ones, the play sets?
They're great. I love them.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not too big into Ninjago, but I'll be honest, I think that wolf face is pretty cool. I especially like a lot of the details that going on for being so brick built. So I mean, I'm not into Ninjago, but I definitely think it looks cool. And if I was, I mean, I'd probably get it.
Yeah, it's very nice, and lots of detail, lots of play features within it, ways to interact with the build. I know that I probably won't keep this set up forever, because eventually I'll want to mock it and make the temple like it is in the show, which will be much bigger than what the set is, because the set's really just a facade, because most play sets of buildings are. So
And we got the brick
But this-
built wolf head right there.
yeah, it does do a really good job. And those trees are great. We got like a little tree in the Sora mech as well, so that'll go nicely with this.
Are the trees in black?
Yeah, they're black.
That is pretty cool.
And also, I'm a sucker. Yeah. Also, I'm a sucker for whenever they use the olive green on a rocky terrain to look like moss.
Yeah, that is such a nice. This set is just so nicely detailed. For some, like in my mind, it's not like a huge like day one go out and run out and get this set, but it's on my list. I'm going to get it eventually. It's just, you know, waiting for GWPs or double VIP points or whatever comes up. But it's really nice. They did such a great job with this, and this will really appeal to non-Ninjago fans. I mean, the Ninjago modulars are kind of the only other sets that have really done that, and I guess Temple of Air Jitsu as well. But this is like a Ninjago botanical kind of.
Yeah.
If that kind of makes any sense. Like the Tranquil Garden.
Yeah, and I just noticed
I almost didn't notice it was a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that too. You got yeah, it is, because I'm seeing the hands, I'm seeing the nose, I'm seeing the eyes, I'm seeing the horns, I'm seeing the neck. I just noticed it. That's a clever technique.
Yeah, it's such a cool structure that they managed to accomplish, and it's really nice.
The waterfall.
And some of the smaller details I just noticed behind Master Wu. There's the printed 1x1 translight blue tile with the koi fish, and the tree branches that hugs around the front of the bottom is reminiscent of the bonsai tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like they call it like cherry blossom tree.
Yeah. Or how they say it in Japan is a sakura tree.
And then the some people, some of the land members or Ian members, if depending on how you spell it with a lowercase or uppercase, they got that little base plate thing in that package or whatever that was very cool, and actually one of the few reasons why I'd want to be in LAN. But that looks really cool. I know some people have talked about partying together. I think Dave Brooks in the chat was talking about it briefly. So that really would be a nice addition. I think I don't know how much it is. I think someone else I was talking to. Yeah, for like the whole base plate build.
Oh, was it like a raised base plate, like a Ninjago base plate?
No, it's just like gosh, I don't know if there are images of it somewhere, but it's just this little base plate build with water tiles, a bunch of water tiles on it, and some rock structure as well that you can kind of place this onto.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, it makes it look even better, in my opinion at least. It makes it look like a nice display.
I bet they'll release it separately, and then they'll tell you to put them together.
Well, I think people have posted instructions for it. Someone posted instructions for it, and then a parts list as well, so you can part it together. Yeah, Dave. 90 bucks worth of parts. Yeah, I think I was talking with someone who said it was like 70, 80. He had to add a little bit more parts because he didn't reach the minimum quantity for standard parts, because it was a mix of standard and bestseller, because over here in the US we have that. But yeah, this set on its own is 120.
Wants to know how much that costs.
Yeah, it's 120, and so is the other one we looked at, the Shadow Dojo. So both 120, both very different concepts when it comes to structures, but both do a very good job.
So before we,
one looks like a play piece.
Yeah,
one's
so
a play
before
set,
we
one's a
cross-
display set.
Before we cross-reference with the Lego website, let's go into the chat and see what people are saying. We last left off around here. So Dave said, as saying to TJ, got the instructions for the base of the Ninjago Dragon Shrine. Just need to order the parts off the brick.
Yeah. It is nice that all the parts are available on Pickbrick.
That's funny, Copper. Also, before you can be a guest, you must pass FBI and CIA screening. That's why we have a checkpoint on Instagram. And Dave's responding to Copper, you need to pass ASIO before streaming with Mayo. Yes, we got top security before we get guests on the panel every week. And hello, Bunny Bricks.
Dave Bricks also said, JP, I don't know how you would say that.
JB Spielborn, yeah.
And Bunny said, yes, I want to hang it over the shadow box, referring to the Gotham City mosaic.
Yep.
I heard that the shadow box is going, or has sold out in some countries. Might be on the retirement block. Also the big news from last week, which we didn't cover, was that the Black Panther bust finally sold out.
The Black Panther bust?
Yeah, the Black Panther bust everyone's been joking about, because all except 1 month of its existence, it's been 40% off.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny because it was definitely a meme-worthy set. Anyway, I'm going to close my Twitch here and try to open up the pop-out chat. Why can't I do that? That's a little bit weird. Either way, we're going to stop sharing from the BrickFan, and now we're going to share from the Lego website itself to look at the Ninjago sets in more detail. So these are the Australian prices. You'll have to convert it to whichever currency you choose to live in. So that I'm not going to do the work for you.
So the Dragonstone Shrine's obviously a few dollars cheaper than the Wolfmask Dojo.
Oh, it's interesting that it's different prices over in Australia, because it's the same price in the US. They're both 120.
Really?
Yeah. That's odd. Wonder why that is.
Does it put you at the Lego site Australia because it goes off your location, Mayo?
No, I set it to that.
Okay.
Because that's where I live. And if anyone out there hasn't bought their tickets to enter the giveaway, there are commands in the chat that you can use to purchase your tickets.
Two things. I will be right back. I'm going to be 1 second. So I'm going to get something to drink right fast, and I will be right back.
Yeah. This is why we need a hydrate chat with him on my chat when I qualify for affiliate status. So let's go and look at some of these pictures. Let's look at some of these pictures from the Lego website itself. So some of the official stats: the Dragonstone Shrine, 1,212 pieces. And what are the other images like? Oh, sorry. Are we not? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now we're sharing. That just got a little bit weird. So there's a video. That's the view angle. Oh, I haven't seen some of the back views yet.
Yeah.
Got actual rooms for the minifigures to be put in and there's a tiny drop of the waterfall back there.
Yeah.
And
Lovely
looks
amount of
like some
detail.
rocks. Looks like some rocks you can pop out, you can pop off to reveal a hidden book, and there's a tea set back there. Trying to get to the shots where they show you the minifigs. That's what we're most interested in at the LEGO website. That's what the minifigs look like.
Yeah. Only, well, I guess all but Lord Ra's are exclusive by combination of parts, but only 2 of them actually have exclusive pieces, and that's Wu and Euphrasia. Euphrasia's the one in the white hood.
Yeah.
She's
I
a
always
newer
like
character.
getting the molded animal heads, and that's the
Yeah.
white. That's the white version of the Star Wars Jawa helmet. Let's go back. Sorry. Being tricky. Trying to get the Twitch pop-out chat in the same screen. So let's go to the other pictures of the Wolf Dojo. That's the rear view. Yeah, so it very much is a facade with a little walkway up the top there.
Yeah, got a trap door, which is pretty standard for buildings like this, at least, when the floor is high up, and places for the figs to interact.
Yeah, and it looks like all of the play sets have a tea set now, because that figure is holding a kettle, a pot and mug.
Yeah. And then one of the other bad guys kind of to the left in that previous shot had a molded sword, because Ninjago gets nice molded swords and Star Wars doesn't.
Yeah, unlike Star Wars, as we all know from a couple of brickheads. I like that.
What's up, buddy?
I like that it's a 50-50. I like that it's a 50-50 split between. I always appreciate the sets when they're 50-50 between ninjas and the other guys.
Somebody said something in the chat earlier that this came with 6 of the chipped gold swords or something.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that was the
Gladiator.
glider. Yeah.
That was Gladiator talking about a Zane glider GWP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this set has less pieces, 1,190. We don't normally care about the studio shots because everyone's already made their jokes about the studio shots. Also, this is a new set. Lloyd's Elemental Power Mech that wasn't leaked from the Brick Fan.
Yeah, no, this was kind of a random one. We're not even sure if this will appear in the show. To me, it looks like it was going to be a Nia mech, and then they bailed and turned it into a Lloyd mech instead.
Because it kind of does have that Samurai X look to it.
Yeah. Yeah, if I were to make a Nia mech in this scale, I would do that detail with the helmet, because it's got that Samurai X feel.
Especially because it's holding the swords in its hands to form an X.
I like those green lightning bolts.
Yeah, those are a nice color for that part.
Yeah, pieces like that are always nice to use when you want to put an action display in a scene or something to make it look like maybe something's blowing up or something.
Yeah, and then so all 3 of these figs appear in another set, Eagle the Master Dragon. So it's nice that just these 3 are available here, because I'm not sure if I want that dragon yet. I'd rather buy this than the dragon, if I'm honest, because I like mechs.
Let's get alternate images of these. So I'm guessing this is going to be, well, this is easy to compare. This will probably be a $20 US set.
It's 16 US.
Oh, even cheaper. And
Yeah,
this has
even better.
Why isn't this scrolling properly? This has 132 pieces.
Yep.
That's what it looks like when it's in flight mode.
I'll be honest with you, I'd almost pay the $16 just to get the wings.
And that's in attack mode. Like how it uses the modified 1x2 plates with the perpendicular spikes.
Yeah.
And those are the figs. That hairpiece reminds me of that one character from Monkey Kid.
Yeah.
Headphones?
Yeah, it's got like little cat headphones. When she's got her full mask outfit with a hood, those headphones kind of stick out of the hood.
Oh, okay.
But then in the show, when she takes the hood off, the headphones are still there.
Got you.
So just to reiterate for anyone watching, these prices are the Australian prices. So do the conversion rate for your respective currency. And this is other images of the buggy.
Dang, that's 60 Australian and it's 50 US.
That seems a little bit on the expensive side in the US by comparison.
Like, I mean, I don't know the conversions off the top of my head, but I'm guessing that 60 Australian is a lot less than 50 US.
Yeah, right.
I'd rather pay.
Yeah, right now it's normally about a 2. It's normally about a 2 to 1. No, sorry, a 3 to 2 ratio.
Oh, look, there's that baby dragon.
So this, yeah. So they stuck the baby dragon in here. Yeah, but like, so by that conversion, this would be like 40 US. If you were to 60 Australian is about 40 US, I'd guess.
That is pretty big if it's two big side by side.
Yeah, I'd pay, honestly, if this was $40, I'd pay it, but I can't in good conscience pay 50. Gotta wait for a sale. If I end up getting the set at all.
And a saving grace about this mask set is that it's got the sand green right there. Those are the figs. With the really cool sand green, sand blue baby dragon.
I'll be honest with you, the dragon, man, that thing, like, I know this is an old Ninjago, but in medieval, it would definitely go right on cue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the baby dragon's been in a few sets already, and it's nice to get him in another one.
And for some reason, they decided to put it on top of a book.
Yeah.
For the studio.
Let's put it on top of these books we haven't put away.
Know your homework, play with Lego.
And this is another set that wasn't leaked back then.
Yeah, the 4+. I think this actually was revealed back in January, but it was a March release, so we just never heard anything about it.
Those are the wings you're talking about that already came out.
Yeah.
This has 120 pieces in it.
It's
got the second generation of the Technic composition cannon.
And you know what's crazy? This is $38 US.
Wow. That's really overpriced.
48.
What is with some of these prices?
Hey, can you zoom in on those wings so I can see how they attach to the dragon?
Oh, it's a clip attachment. Clip and
so
bar.
they would work on the 90s dragons.
Perhaps. Hold on.
Because like on the black 90s dragon, those wings would look pretty sweet.
There's a low down shot. And also we're getting more of the magenta foliage. And I think those are elephant trunks or elephant tusks in black. And we also get the dual molded trans purple and trans orange flames.
Yeah. Yeah, those flame pieces are nice.
That's just a dragon. And there are the figs.
Yeah, none of those figs are exclusive, I don't believe. In fact, both Kai and Wildfire, the two protagonists, also appear in the mech. And then the bad guys appear in the battle pack, so yeah. So if you're gonna get both of those sets, you can just skip this one entirely.
Yeah. And then the last one to get ultimate images of was this one, the Kai's Ninja Climber. This has 623 pieces.
Yeah.
That's just a mech.
Yeah. It's a mech, but it's a pretty out of the box mech. Like outside the box rather. It's not the traditional Ninjago mech. So they tried something different, and I like that with the mech, which is why I ended up buying this one of all the things to get the Micro Ninjago City, because it intrigued me the most because it tried something different.
And there are the things.
Yeah. In fact, I think the lifestyle shots actually matter here because I think one of them shows it hanging. Shows that you can have it hanging around. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to keep that on the back burner because in the second half we are going to compare that stuff to the late 90s Ninja. Let's see what everyone else is saying in the chat. Seth's saying I did and I love it. Even the wife said I need it with the Gotham mosaic. Dave says my mother loves the Dragon Shrine. Johnny G's getting closer to me. Hello, Brick Hive, Buzz Buzz. Let's go get the one for the bees, the birds and the bees.
Are you afraid of bees? They're only insects after all. I wouldn't care if hundreds were swarming around. I'd just blow smoke and make them buzz off. Buzz, 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 retorted Duck.
And Dave says that Ninjago Battle Pack, good. I'm gonna grab more for the bad guys.
Yeah.
It looks like Maya already has it on sale.
Oh, that's nice.
And
I
he's
wish
asking,
we got that here.
And he's asking TJ, are there any Ninjago minifig parts on the Pick-a-Brick at the moment?
I don't know. I haven't checked for a little bit. I don't think any of the new parts have made it over there yet, which is what I'm interested in. Particularly that coal minifig, the parts for the coal minifig, because I have no intention at this moment of buying the Aaron buggy because it's just too overpriced for me. But and I've got Ninjago buggies already, so yeah, I haven't seen any new parts pop up yet. I'll have to take another look, but there might be older parts from last year still up though.
That's one thing that kind of frustrates me with Lego is that they'll kind of just keep releasing the same thing just in different colors or different stuff, and it's like no, I've already got that. I don't want another one of those.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting to with Ninjago. It's like I do like the stuff, and it depends on what it is and what the vehicle does differently or build or whatever. But it's like I already have this. Why do I need another one? Is the point I'm kind of getting to. The way they get you is that they release it with figs because it's all about the figs, and because they change up the suits every wave, and then it's for a different character. So, Kai had his mech in this latest wave, this bigger mech. Last year, Jay had one, a big mech. So did Lloyd, actually. So they kind of get you by changing around the characters. So
yeah, and what they come with.
Yeah.
So,
and because because I wanted to show the images of the new March 1st Ninjago sets before, just to give us context when we make comparisons to the old late 90s Ninja. That's why the schedule's out of whack compared to previous weeks. I actually don't have anything to rant about this episode, which is, it's good when I don't have something pressing I need to rant about. So, yeah, there's nothing for me to rant about this week.
There you go. It's good stuff.
So the world must be doing something right, and there's nothing for me to rant about. Anyway, so I'm going to go get. I'm going to go to Brickset, and we're going to see images of the late 90s Ninja stuff, because this is the vintage stuff that from Blocks to Mox and I like. So we're going to go Google Brickset Ninja. And a ninja was once a sub-theme of Castle. So that's why the design style of Ninja is significantly different from the design style of Ninjago, because they didn't have a big budget for the Ninja sets back in the late 90s, and as a result, a lot of them were very samey to the castle stuff, but with the influence, with the influence of Japanese architecture. And also you might notice in some of the notes that some of these were repackaged and distributed by Kabaya, which I believe is a Japanese confectionery company. They struck up a partnership with Lego for the Ninja theme, and also the poly bags for the 2002 FIFA World Cup. So there's a lot of small sets. A lot of small sets.
Based more like what ninjas were, back in the 1600s, 1700s, and stuff like that, compared to Ninjago's more like a modern ninja kind of thing.
Yeah, because there's a lot more of a fantasy element in Ninjago, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Ninjago isn't. It kind of started out as a ninja show thing, and they still do ninja stuff. But with the spinjitzu and the powers and all that, it's more of like they're more similar to a superhero team, I'd say, than to ninja.
Yeah, because I've seen the movie, and then like at the beginning, they're like, "Welcome to Ninjago City," and it's like a modern city, and then they're just modern ninjas that kind of protect the city or whatever. So, and then this is more like exactly like samurais, back in, and that would be medieval times in Japan and Asia and stuff like that. That's what would have been going down during castle times in Europe.
Yeah,
when I think about the small ninja sets, this is the one that always jumps out to me because it's a samurai on horseback, which is something you don't see in Ninjago.
Nope, I don't think we've ever gotten a horse.
Zizu's in the chat, by the way, Mayo.
Yeah, we'll get back to the chat after we make some of the first comparisons between Ninja and Ninjago. And also, you notice the helmets are a different sculpt. They have a lot less precision than the Ninjago helmets. They're a little bit more wider, and also they have the clips up top instead of the clips for a neck attachment like you see with Ninjago, so that they can hold their katanas. They have a clip attachment at the top to hold horns, and these samurai horns are in a chrome gold.
Although they did use this helmet once with the original Garmadon minifig.
Oh, that forearm guy, right?
Yeah, but it was back when he had 2 arms.
Yeah. So this set in particular was set 6013 in the castle theme, Ninja sub theme, released in 1998, had 13 pieces, 1 minifigure, was originally a $3 set. What is some of the other significant ones? So there are about half of these are pretty small, and then the other half is what I care about because they're more comparable to the Ninjago temples and outposts that we're all used to. So I'm just gonna look at some of the ones that I think are most comparable to Ninjago, and one of them is this, the Samurai Stronghold. Gonna specifically pick out some of the sets that I think were inspiration for the Ninjago. This one was Samurai Stronghold set 6083, released in 1998, had 195 pieces, 3 minifigs, and was originally a $20 set. I like that we get the wooden doors, and I think those are grey versions of the Palisade bricks. We get the Black Ninja. Everyone wanted the Black Ninja back then.
Yeah.
And also notice we get the stone fish sculptures, which I think translates well to the ornate build styles we get in Ninjago these days.
Yeah.
I'm just a sucker for this Japanese architecture because it was totally unique within the castle thing. This could sort of. This is set 6088, the Robbers Retreat, released in 1998. 273 pieces, 4 minifigs, was originally a $30 set. We get the flyer.
Those wings are on time twisters.
Yeah. And those are probably vinyl.
Yeah, they're like a plastic.
Yeah, a plasticky vinyl. Also, we got the big ugly rock pieces. We don't see too much of that in Ninjago. Normally, they're actually brick-built rocks.
Yeah. There's been a few sets that have used the burps and
What
Ninjago.
is that play feature that it's got there? Is that it's just like Ninjago 2? You can see the Technic with the circle piece on the side there.
Yeah, that's also. I think that's a trapdoor. We get lots of trapdoors in Ninjago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey YOLO.
Also, you're seeing a lot of the palisade bricks and the big ugly rock pieces. This reminds me of that bridge set from the Lego Ninjago movie, just a tiny bit. This is the Stone Tower Bridge set 6089, 1998, 409 pieces, 5 minifigures, was originally a $50 set. This is one that has
that reminds me of the Wolfpack Tower.
The Wolfpack Tower from 1992. It is a similar architecture. It's got a nice bridge and also something that's indicative of the late 90s that you're seeing, which you will never see in Ninjago, is the really ugly big bricks for the bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again with the big ugly rock piece. But there's there's this weird slope brick panel that has printed stonework on it. I really like that.
You know, I've never seen that. I thought that's a rare piece.
Nowadays, in Ninjago, they would just build the stonework out of bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a window over there, or is that like one of those spin pieces?
I'm pretty sure that is a printed window panel right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this was the one that always jumped out to me from the ninja theme. It's the Flying Ninja Fortress from '98. This was the big boy back then. I think you can make fair comparisons between this and the Temple of Air Jitsu from 2015.
Yeah.
694 pieces. 694 pieces, 9 figs, originally a $90 set. And in new condition, it's over 10 times its value.
Oh, jeez.
Even used open, it's over 300.
Yeah.
That's
I like it. I'm surprised these aren't raised base plates.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be those bricks that make it so valuable.
Yeah, it's those panel pieces.
Yeah. What's it got in there? It's got a skeleton, I see. And then it's got a couple of ninjas. It's got the samurais. So I'm guessing the samurais are the bad guys and the ninjas are the good guys?
Yeah, because this is
the bad guys.
Yeah, because this is the biggest set. I think it is worth looking at the figs. So you can see how less detailed the figs were back then.
Yeah.
It's just, wow, Ninjago is just a massive improvement on the figs. Just a massive improvement. There's the skeleton you were talking about down there.
Yeah, and he looks like he's from Pirates, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it kind of looks like that other fig, that robber fig. That's up a bit further, because he's got the same kind of hat, so maybe it's a robber that didn't escape.
Didn't make it. Yeah.
And you notice that the robber has the do-rag
Yeah.
as its hat piece. And also that actually has has an eye patch on it. I just realized it. So the Shoguns must be the ones that have these really cool chrome gold horns, and the samurai don't. So I'm guessing the Shogun are a higher rank than the samurai from this depiction.
Just curious what that figure alone is worth. Can you click on just that figure? That Shogun blue with armor? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it says according to the brick set listing, it appeared in seven sets.
Okay. Yeah.
Used value is $7. I'm pretty sure these are the Australian prices, and new value is a little over $23. So it is probably a $15 fee in new condition.
Yeah, that's not bad. Some of these things, like if you've ever seen like the Rock Raiders General or Commander or whatever, like it's insane what they want for him.
So before we check out the 1999 sets, let's go back to the chat and see who's doing stuff, because we have gotten some new people up in here. Yeah, so we addressed that about the pick-a-brick. And Dave also says, what about the old ones that I can only build? It's a little bit harder to track the older ones that were previously on PAB, because there's not as many people who resell those ones.
Yeah.
Dave also says that Ninjago Battle Pack, good, I'm going to grab more for the bad guys. Yeah, actually, I think we said that. Also, we have Zisu! Hey, Zelda! So whenever Zelda comes up in here, you know what we've got to play.
Paradisa, Paradisa, sun is shining all day.
Zisu mentions Power Rangers, but it's way better.
That's what he's saying Ninjago is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it really kind of is to an extent.
Yeah. And some people are agreeing that the samurai figs on the horses are hot.
Yeah. Ninjago's equivalent to the samurai on the horse is the oversized motorbike.
That's funny. You know what?
That's as close as you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's a good one, TJ. That deserves it. Zisu says, I had a treasure transport, was in Dark Age, but couldn't pass that up, even though I was in the Dark Age. Yeah, it's because back then in the treasure sets, you got the weird chrome gold coins that did not have a stud connection. And we have YOLO. Hey YOLO. Yes, there are no helicopters in the old Ninja sets. I think the equivalent of helicopters in Ninjago are more of the dragons.
Mm.
You know, that's one thing I feel like they did miss out on in this vintage theme, is they should have definitely added a dragon. You know what? That actually reminds me, they did add a dragon. It was black with gold printing, right?
Which theme are we talking about with the dragon?
This one right here, the 6093, like this vintage ninja set. Didn't they have a set that came with a gold or a black and gold dragon?
That might be in one of the 99 or the 2000 sets, which we're going to look at next. Johnny's getting closer and closer to me, and YOLO is gushing at all of the printed elements back then. I'm guessing there are much more. The ratio between stickers to prints is in favour of the stickers in Ninjago. When I built some of the small ones, there were a lot of stickers in them. I'm not sure if given the time when Ninja came out, there were any stickers in the Ninja. I know for sure we get plenty of stickers in the Ninjago set.
Oh, RC, are you talking about the dragon with the gold printing? Because that's in Orient Expedition. That's where that's from.
That's where it's from.
Yeah.
That's where it's from. Yeah, I knew it was from one of those, but I think you're right. I think it is Orient Expedition, but it is so they should have put that dragon in this theme. I don't understand why I guess they totally missed that on this one.
Well, I think for this one, for the ninja theme, it was grounded a bit more in realism, so they didn't include like dragons and mythical creatures and things like that. It was more ninjas and samurais, and you got a relatively realistic theme.
Yeah. And you notice that not only did they carry over a lot of the small sets from '98 into '99, but they introduced some more small sets. Granted, there are the regular versions and there are the Kabaya versions that kind of saturate this theme.
You know what? I'm trying to find it right now. I'm looking, and I am not even seeing it come up when I typed in black and gold Lego dragon. I mean, there's a million dragons coming up, but none of them are that one that I'm thinking of.
Now, this is a notable
It's in
one.
It's set 7419 is where that dragon is.
Oh, you already found it. Cool. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if my memory serves me right, is 7419 the Emperor Wu's Dragon Fortress from 2003?
Yeah, they Bricklink just calls it Dragon Fortress, but yeah.
Yeah, because I think the Lego history book incorrectly included Emperor Wu in the title.
And you're exactly right, TJ. That's exactly the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Man, that's an awesome dragon. They even gave it a different tail, huh?
Yeah, because the quote-unquote gold dragon from the Orient Expedition Adventurers Dragon Fortress is a black dragon that has a lot of ornate gold printing. And instead of getting a lot of gold printing in the Ninjago theme, we just get a lot of pearl gold pieces.
Yeah.
It seems to even have like a gold base.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was some gold printing on the Blaze base plate for the Dragon Fortress. So this was the gold. So now we're getting into the 1999 sets. This was the Blaze Attack from 1999, 145 pieces, 2 feeds. Originally was $15 US. And we don't get a lot of patent product. I don't know if that's the way. I was having trouble hearing you, man. I don't think we get a lot of cannon fodder in the Ninjago sets.
No, we don't. I mean, the closest equivalent to this is some sort of oversized Ninjago car or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what's closest here. But yeah,
they definitely were using those wings big time in the 90s, huh?
Yeah, that's some pretty nice wings. Yeah.
Those were on the Dragons. Those were in this theme. Those were in the Time Cruiser theme. Or those were in quite a few sets.
Yeah, these wings. The wings. Well, this mold of wings would have had such a high production cost. To justify the production cost, they would have tried to use it whenever they can. And the Ninja sets did have a lot of these wings. And I must say, not only is this box art amazing, but the red Ninja really stands out on these boxes. The Kai before Kai.
Yeah.
Kai before Kai is what I like to refer to this guy. Yeah, that's another one. A similar what was in '98. This is something noticeable. This is the Emperor's Stronghold set 3053 1999, 331 pieces, 4 figs, and it was a $40 set. This also has a cannon, but it also has a zip line right there.
Yeah, Ninjago had that in the Battle for Ninjago City set, which was the Temple of Fortitude.
Yeah.
They had a zip
I've seen
line.
I've seen a couple zip lines in Ninjago sets, so that's something
Yeah,
that works.
and the Battle for Ninjago City set used actual string, but then you also have the Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo, which we just looked at, part of the March Wave, which uses that gosh, I don't know what it's called, but like that that long piece, whatever it was called, I don't know the names of everything,
Might have been that,
but
yeah.
it uses that, but it's still a zip line to the
Yeah.
same effect.
Might have been
Extreme Team
might have
did the
been
same zip line.
Yeah, one of the big, one of the Extreme Team sets also released at a similar time to Ninja. One with the Waves base plate had a zip line that went across the river.
There's those.
I'm noticing that they're using some of the tailgate pieces from town sets as window shutters in this, and again with the cannon up there, the wooden doors, and the printed rocks down here. So we're seeing a lot of similarities in the architecture within the Ninja theme.
You know what I think's crazy about that set? If you go look, new in the box isn't much more expensive than used.
And this is what I consider. This is what I consider to be the main battle pack of the Ninja theme, because this had 5 figs in it. This was set 4805. The Ninja Knights from 99, 31 pieces, 5 figs, was originally a $6 set. So you get the Black Ninja, you get the Shogun, you get 2 Samurai, and the Grey Ninja. And the Shogun, both of the Shogun, one of the Shogun and one of the Samurai has the vinyl flag pieces. That's really cool. Let's get a close shot of these figs if we can, because the figs are the set. Okay, so that's a robber. That one's a robber, not a Shogun. There's only one Shogun and a Samurai. So I guess the robbers were designated with the green, and both the Shogun and the Samurai were designated as the blue.
So Mayo, you say if figs make the set, then the set sucks. So
yes, I do say
that must
that.
really suck, huh?
Well, this is see what they do now, which they didn't do back then, is they do a battle packs. This is a minifigure pack. The minifigure packs is something they've been doing. It's something that they did from the mid-80s to the year 2000. I believe the last time last time was 2003. The last time we got quote-unquote minifigure packs was with the 3-pack of NBA figs in 2003.
Yeah, I remember.
In the year 2000, we got those packs of 3 figs. There was some for Star Wars. There was some for the different sub themes of town, and there were some other things sprinkled in between. That were these packs of 3 figs that had trading cards and a stand to hold the fig in the trading card. This was just a straight up box of 5 figs. There was no side build. It was just pure figs. And because LEGO knows that people like to buy the figs, they include a small build along with your 3 or your 4 or your 5 figs, most notably nowadays in the Star Wars theme, so that they get you to spend more money to get the minifigs that you want, but builds that you don't want.
That's what I was going to say too.
So sets that are made to sell you. Well, sets that are made to sell you the figs, where the focus is on the figs,
and not on the build is the exception to my rule that if the figs are the best part of the set, it's a bad set. Because technically,
I know. I was just messing with you. I was just joshing with you about that.
yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
the reason I explained that is because some people don't know the reason why I have that rule.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I was going to say, too, about this comment, side note on that, is that what they also did is not only did they make the minifig packs, but they made them like in each theme. So, for example, you could get, like right here, you could get the ninja figs. They had the castle figs. They had city and town figs. Like you could buy a box of just the figs in almost all the themes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like AquaZone had their own little figs where you could just go buy extra figs, and it would come with, like some sharks and a bush, and then a couple of, aquanauts and aqua sharks, and then the same thing on this. You would just get like a couple of the figs. I wish they would still do that.
Yeah. The reason they don't is because they can make more money on the battle packs instead of the minifigure pack. Because like my favorite minifigure pack of all time is the City People pack from 1992. That was one of the first sets to include the Octan Worker and the Powerdeesa female jockey.
I bought that pack not too long ago. But it was already open. But it came there's the Powerdeesa person, and then there's someone on a bicycle also, and then there's like I think the Octan guy, and then somebody else. It's like 5 figs.
Yeah, they were always 5 figs back in the day, and now with the battle packs and things like Star Wars, they're more so just the 4 figs. But I think it was important to highlight this set.
Well, I guess.
And I don't remember the last time we got a Ninjago battle pack, so to speak.
Well, the first ever officially labeled Ninjago battle pack was this year. It was Jay's Mech battle pack. It had a little J Mech and 4 minifigs, and I really like that. That's it is another mech. The mech parts are going to be of limited use, but 4 figs for a $10 US set, that's really good.
Yeah, because the one with that similar concept that stands out to me was back in either 2015 or 2016. There was a pack of 4 Vermilion attack figs that had like a small side build. That one jumps out.
It was the Vermilion attack set was Kai and 2 Vermilion figs, and then the little like swamp build with the egg that hatches. Yeah, that was a really nice one. I kind of regret not getting more of those. My Vermilion army is pretty small. I need to expand it.
I see people selling the Vermilion attack all day long, and they always have multiple copies because they were good speculators that one day these army building sets are going to be in demand. And you know how I was saying talking about the ends of the quote-unquote minifigure packs. Well, these are straight up minifigure packs. This is a pack of 3 I was talking about with the concept of 3 figs, a stand, and a trading card. This set was set 3346, 3 minifigure pack, released in 2000, had 22 pieces, 3 minifigs, was a $5 US set. So it's got the 2 green ninja and a white shogun. They all have the katana swords, and they're all in grey. They didn't produce a lot of different colours of katanas back then, but now in Ninjago we get all sorts of colours for the katanas.
Yeah. Well, this is the old katana mold with the octagonal hilt, which
isn't it a square hilt now?
Yeah, it's a square hilt now, and then there's like a little like circle bit on the end. So like the little X pattern in the hilt, that continues all the way down to the end of the hilt. But on the newer swords that I think started around like 2014 or so, they have like a little circle bit on the end. And then there's a few different variations of the katana sword. The octagonal ones I only ever got those from the Ninjago spinner sets in 2011. So I never saw them anywhere else.
Yeah.
But they did carry a few molds over in the original Ninjago wave.
And I'm just noticing at the bottom of the image of this box, it says the Mini Heroes collection. And I do think I remember that name floating around, the Mini Heroes collection. And they were doing this stuff with all sorts of different things. And everyone remembers this stuff because they made a Star Wars one. And the reason they stopped doing this concept for Star Wars in particular was because in the mid-2000s, I think at the time, or just before Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005, Hasbro reached an agreement with Lucasfilms for the exclusive, recent agreement with Lucasfilms for exclusivity of producing quote-unquote character packs, which meant that Lego had to, Lego briefly pivoted to the magnet sets, and there were a couple Star Wars magnets, but then they switched over to the battle packs in the late 2000s, and I actually remember getting the Clone Trooper battle pack from 2008. I think that was for either my 7th or my 8th birthday. And so as a result, they gradually changed how they distributed just singular or multiple minifigs in a set, and now we have the battle packs, which was very different from what we got back then. And a lot of us long for the old days.
Yeah. So
because
this is the first time they've come out with a battle pack, TJ. Like you were saying earlier?
Yeah, it's our first officially labeled Ninjago battle pack. We have had like minifigure packs that have kind of been like Ninjago battle packs, but if they don't count for Star Wars, they don't count for any theme.
Yeah. So I think the chat's gone quiet because they're just taking in all the information we've been giving them. Anyway, so that's the big comparison between Ninja and Ninjago. And now, well, because there was so much to cover, I'm gonna briefly go refill my bottle, and I see that from Blocks to Mox has a peculiar angle of his city right there. Let's get immersed in what he's pointing at in his city. I see the train depot that came with the 2014 cargo train right there.
Yep, that's right here that you're talking about. I'm actually working on this right here, and so I just got that one up in the corner, so just to kind of you guys can see what I've got going on. But this is the Time Cruiser's time lab, and I'm working on the cave here, and what I got going on here is this is actually a waterfall. That's how the water gets inside this cave here, but this will all be enclosed, and I have lights there. You can kind of see them here and there, but I'm working the lights in, and it'll be blue inside there, so everything will glow. Everything that's the trans neon green, trans neon orange, so that whole area will all glow. And so I wish I got that camera kind of mounted up there right now. It's a pain in the ass to get down. Can I come in on my phone at the same time?
I think you can. There are ways to use multiple devices. You just come in as a different guest. It's because my city cam is a different guest from my build cam. Whenever Titanium J uses a streaming software,
yeah, and then
particularly when it goes live on Twitch, you do a similar thing.
Yeah,
because for those who don't know,
that way there's no feedback.
Because for those who don't know that TJ actually does stuff on Twitch.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna get my phone.
Yeah. So people don't need to see my naked body.
I'm going to use this fan later. Let me get this fan out of the way. Yeah. So I'm going to take a hydration break. Yeah. So I think the new Ninjago sets are a mixed bag.
Yeah. I think when it comes to comparing them to the ninja sets from the late 90s, it is kind of like comparing Ninjago to Monkey Kid. You can find some similarities, but ultimately they're different things that do different things. And it's okay that they both exist.
Because I'm sure there's people out there who would do the same comparison and think, oh, it's just a matter of the new pieces and the new details with both the pieces and the figs, but it's actually almost an entirely different concept, and you really got to dive deep into looking at the individual sets to realize that they're more different than people realize.
Yeah.
Because one's based off, or one's to support an action cartoon, and one was more based on historical accuracy, so to speak, to the extent that any of the vintage Lego themes were based upon historical accuracy. There's a lot more freelance designs I see with Ninjago.
Yeah.
And therefore a lot more creativity.
I mean, Ninjago does, I will say, do like a bit of borrowing from different themes. Like we had a sort of castle aspect with the Master of the Mountain sets in summer 2020. And they're able to kind of like pull from these different themes a little bit because it's Ninjago and it's its own thing, and they can really do whatever they want and go wherever they want within the universe.
Yeah, and something I'm gonna do is since I've actually got some Ninjago stuff on my table, you can barely see it from the city cam. But there's my Asian town, right there, a mixture of Monkey Kid and Ninjago.
Nice.
And so when I came home from university, I stopped by the post office to collect a package of the Monkey Kid Megapolis, and I'm going to be building that on my birthday stream. And I think it would look really good next to the Monkey Kid City Lanterns. And if anyone ever wants a closer view of my Ninjago stuff within my city, you can go watch the city updates for that. I'm gonna go unbox the package where my Megapolis came in, so I can show everyone the box. Because this is a big boy package right here. What was the last big set that you built, TJ?
Honestly, it's been a while since I've built a big set.
Yeah. Because I know that you've been grinding through a lot of the small and medium sized sets on your Twitch account.
Yeah. I think maybe the Coruscant Guard gun kit. Because I built some like I built the E-Wing versus Shin Hati Starfighter, and I built the Lloyd and Aaron's Ninja Team Mechs, and those are like bigger-ish sets that I've built. But those are like medium big. I haven't built anything big in a little bit.
And RC's got phone footage now.
Yeah, just so that way I can show you more along the lines of what I got going on in here because of that other camera. But This is the what do they call it? It's not the Neptune Discovery Lab, or is the Aqua Zone, and then this is the Time Cruisers. What do they call it? The Time Lab.
Yeah, the Twisted Time Lab, or is it the Mountain Time Lab?
Yeah, the Mountain Time Lab. Yeah. And so, anyways, I kind of mocked the version of that, but I've got a lot of the same features that the original one had. Like, you know, this is like a rocket ship that kind of comes off, and it's, you know, it just separates from the build. Let me see. It's kind of breaking out. It's just the service over here. The Wi-Fi kind of sucks. But I used the same trans neon orange panel pieces, and I used a lot of the trans neon green pieces. I got some of the crystals that are that glow under the blue light and the black light built into the mountain also. I've got the ship. The ship actually just sits right in here, and it looks like he's getting ready to hit the ship with the time ray or whatever. So it usually goes in there. And then I got, like I said, I've been wiring in the lights. So I got some lights that are blue. And then when it has the blue lights in here, everything glows. So that's currently what I'm working on over here.
And now that I finished up building the scaled up minifigure, which I showed off last week, and I took to my university to take some photography of it in the nature, and I posted those pictures on various Discord servers. There's a link to my Discord server in the description below. Now I'm trying to get back into the mock building groove.
Yeah, that I had been waiting on those parts, so this is I'm finally getting able to do this, but I've been waiting to do this for quite a while. I had to save up for the parts, and then not only save up for the parts, then I had to order them and then wait for them to get here. So I know how that goes. Long time coming. Here, I'm gonna break off this.
Yeah. Seth said.
Seth.
And then Zizu said talking about my Nips, Lego, and big packages. Hey Haley. That says freeze and nip. You got
the camera's on now. I guess I'll show some of what I've worked on.
Nice. Let's get that on full screen.
Starting with this thing.
Those are some nice posters. Ooh,
hey!
Yeah, this is the main temple of Air-Jitsu. This is the main building. So it's 3 stories tall, and the first 2 stories, I've finally gotten some walls in there. They're not permanent yet, but it's all a work in progress. But it's coming along, and hopefully I have this done by Brickworld Chicago, because I'm going to be displaying it there.
Very nice. That looks good, man.
Yeah, it's not quite solid yet. As you can see, there's nothing holding these base plates together underneath.
So what's the?
But
I see it kind of has an odd footprint, but what's like the kind of like, I guess if you were squared out, what would be the footprint on that? Yeah. Is that like a big base plate and a small base plate? Kind of.
So originally it started out as 7 16 by 16 plates in kind of an 8 shape, but I had to add, you can see on this side that I added a little bit more length because I felt it was a bit too square, if that makes any sense. It needed a bit more coming out on certain sides. So I made that happen. I need to add windows to this wall, so I'm gonna have to dismantle that and reassemble it, but I've got the parts for it, thankfully. But yeah, so it's big. And then
no, it's huge.
Yeah, so the 3rd floor, I haven't ironed out the staircase yet. It's still a work in progress. And then the 2nd floor, the big gaping hole, and then that's kind of the early thoughts about the wall. We'll see what happens there. And then the 1st floor,
oh,
the 1st floor has this this staircase with a hole in it because I don't have enough dark red. But all the first floor, those the black pieces are not permanent. There's one on the second floor as well. I'm gonna use the parts in reddish brown from the Temple of Jitsu that have stickers on them, but I don't want to place them down until I've actually solidified where everything goes, because the last thing I need is having those break on me.
That's
And
pretty
I'll
cool.
be-
It's modular how you made it each level. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll be very punny by saying, as far as Lego convention mocks go, you're ready for anything.
Nice,
That's
nice.
that's a lot of red.
Yeah. So the next step with the main temple is to iron out how I'm gonna do the side roof pieces, because you can see there's a little bit of space in between the first floor wall and the second floor wall, and the same is between the second and third floor, because there's little roof elements that jut out, and I just have to figure out how exactly I'm going to make that work and what will look best and accurate to the show at the same time. Because I could use what Lego did with the official set Temple of Jitsu, but that seems boring. I want to try something else.
In the show, do they have it like built in the show? Like, I mean, can you just mimic the pieces they used in the show?
Well, they have like a model in the show, but it's a bit more difficult to replicate.
Got you.
I'm going to go full screen and try to unbox this package. This is not a standard package. Actually, there is a little bit of tape behind here. This is one of those packages where you've got to pull the sides out.
You get something good, Mayo?
Yeah, so this is very robust packaging, I must say. It's very robust. It's very robust. You know what? Since this is such a big ass package, I'm going to move it to my desk chair. And I'm gonna try to only show my pajamas, not my bearskin body. Hello, PBJ. And I'm gonna try and get my fingers underneath here. Haven't unboxed a package like this in a while. Takes a little bit of grabbing. But I just wanted to get the experience, because if anyone's opened a package like this before, you know how hard it can be. Because you really got to get your hands underneath. Because there's a part when you've got to start lifting some of the cardboard. You know what? I think instead of lifting that cardboard, I'll come along the edge here and see if I can cut some of it to make it easier on myself. See if we can cut it off to help lift it up. And if we cut along this same line with the broken cardboard, should be able to get at this. But since this is such a big set, the packaging is very robust so that it can break. Okay.
Dave Bricks, I have no idea how many parts are in it. I haven't kept track.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay, good. We got the flaps open. I'll turn my desk chair around, and I think I'll slide it out onto my desk chair. Grip it at the bottom, and then pull the top off.
Oh, very nice.
So there it is. Let me get a better angle for everyone at home. You angle this slightly up, and you can see the beautiful box that is Lego Monkey Kid Megapolis. This is set 80054. It's a 10 plus set.
Very nice.
And I got this because of some of the references to vintage Lego. There's my belly button. You don't need to see my belly button. So let's get this back. And let's twist this around so everyone can see the full box. That's the full box. So I'm gonna crouch down and stare upwards at this to see some of the references. So we got a classic space reference. We got pictures of some of the Monkey Kid characters. There's a Time Cruisers reference. You'll like that, RC.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a building set with people homemaker reference right there. One of those buildings literally looks out of classic space. Yeah.
So is Monkey Kid like
and also there's a build of the multicolored wooden duck that adorably has a chef's hat because it's above a food stand, which I'm guessing you could buy. You could buy Peking Duck hat. Looks like it's part of the Pig Seeds franchise, and the eyeballs for the duck is a 1x1 white printed round tile with a black heart. And you got the Ferris wheel, which is the big one.
So is Monkey Kid part of Ninjago?
No, it's an
It is
entirely different storyline.
Yeah, it's separate.
Because for those who don't know, Monkey Kid is based upon the Chinese children's literature Journey to the West.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
While Ninjago is primarily Japanese. And because when Lego started expanding into China, China put pressure on Lego to rename Sensei Wu to Master Wu, and Lego caved in because they know if you can make it in America and China, you can make it anywhere. So they caved in to the Chinese market to rename Sensei Wu to Master Wu, but also introduced a theme based on Journey to the West, which is Monkey Kid, and Monkey Kid is one of my favorite themes.
Very nice.
Because the structures are just as good as the ornate stuff like the Ninjago city buildings and Temple of Air Jitsu and other direct-to-consumer Ninjago sets. Really good quality stuff, and I can't wait to build this for my 23rd birthday. Because for those who haven't heard my plans, I'll be building this set after I build the Indiana Jones Temple of the Golden Idol and Escape to the Lost Tomb in April. So I think, since RC, you always mention adventurers, when I'm building the Indiana Jones sets, that might be a good time to cover the adventurers themes.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a really cool thing. Johnny Thunder's pretty cool character. That was Lego Indiana Jones before Lego Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and also some people might remember in one of the Lego Ninjago city sets, there was a reference to Johnny Thunder. I think there was a Johnny Thunder remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was about to say, in fact, TJ could probably tell us about that. What was that, like an episode or a set that Johnny Thunder appeared in?
What? Johnny Thunder didn't appear. It was Clutch Powers who appeared. But there would have been a Johnny Thunder reference in one of the sets, but he hasn't appeared fully in
Yeah.
in an episode or anything like that.
Yeah, because we did. Yeah, there was a reference. Yeah, well, there was a fig. There was a fig that briefly that kind of looked like Johnny Thunder, but was not officially a Johnny Thunder. And there was an actual remake of Clutch Powers.
Yeah, they.
And I think it would be
It was our
cool-
first Clutch Powers minifig, but
Yeah, because we never got we never got a Clutch Powers fig when Clutch Powers the movie, which was direct to DVD, came out in 2010. We never got one back then. So to get one in on Ninjago City set was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And if I'm going to show off this bad boy box, I'll also go get my box of the Ninjago City Gardens.
Yeah, no, I just looked it up, TJ. You're 100% correct. Which I mean, I knew you would be, but yeah, it was Clutch Powers.
Oh, Titanium J's knowledge is why I refer to him as the best ninja in the LEGO community. And while I'm trying to get that big box, I'll take myself off full screen.
here, I'll show more of the mock. I put it on my bed because I can't reach the table that it goes on. But this is the base for where the main temple of Airjitsu is going to go.
Nice.
Yeah, and this is not all the base plates. There's going to be 5 more that kind of go in front in an L shape. So it's going to be 9 32 by 32 base plates total in a square shape as the display.
Dang.
But yeah, this whole thing is happening, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this portion, the back portion, able to kind of slide out. It's not gonna be connected by any Technic or anything, maybe just held in by a couple studs, so that I can slide it out and then grab the temple from underneath. Because if I grab the temple from the sides, it's more likely I'm going to drop it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
You sure? You sure you don't want to drop test it?
I'm pretty sure. I'd rather like to avoid that.
I don't blame you. That's pretty cool. That's a good idea. That's thinking ahead right there.
Oh,
how long have you been working on that?
I've been working on it a few months. It's kind of slow progress. I need to pick up the pace, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got stairs. I haven't attached them yet because they're not finished. But this is the technique I have for the stairs.
Oh, very
Making
nice.
this kind of a jumper outfit.
Yeah.
Here.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you did a bunch of jumper plates. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have enough jumpers to complete it, but once I do get some more jumpers, it'll be complete. And then there'll be 2 sets of those, one on either side.
Yeah, I like how you did that that grand entrance stairwell too. That looked really good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so some people might remember the backstory. When my friend Captain Matt gave birth to his daughter, he sold off most of his Lego Ninjago sets. He sold them to me for a really good price. There was a bunch of sets for $500, and because I had the money at the time, and because he needed money for child support, I was happy to buy them off of him, which is why a year ago I did Ninjago Month, building some of that stuff. Well, I've been waiting for a special time to build the LEGO Ninjago City Gardens, and a while ago I said I was going to do this at 700 subscribers, and we're only 39 away from doing that. And so at first, at my old house, if anyone watched City Updates when I was at my old house, might remember me saying I didn't have room for this. Well, now I do, because I have more space for the city. less space for the collection, but more space for the city, which is a fair trade-off in my opinion. And so when we get to 700 subscribers, going to be building this bad boy. And I'm not sure how long it took TJ, but because this was used in box, I'm going to have to do a lot of knolling to make sure all the pieces are there. There's no guarantee because some of the bags did get opened. So I might have to do a lot of knolling. So this is probably going to be another month-long project, or it might even take more than that when I eventually get to 700 subs.
I did build it really fast. Like, I purposely built fast. I think it took me around 12 hours the first time, which, yeah, it was a lot. And then I rebuilt it a second time for Lego's Ultimate Builds, because Bricksmith and Strawbricks were building it. And even though I had to start late because I was off at college for the first part, I caught up to them.
Yeah, because this set,
how many pieces is that?
I can't tell.
It's around like, gosh, it's around like 6,000 pieces, somewhere around there.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm hoping the rumors are true and we get another Ninjago modular next year, because I'd love to build that on stream.
What I love about the Ninjago modulars is how well they fit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although apparently there were some issues with markets. There were a couple things that made it not quite compatible with city and docks. A couple places where things bumped into each other, which is interesting.
Yeah, and I remember when this set came out, it would have been when you were before you graduated college, and now I'm graduating, and now if I pass my 4 courses this semester, I'll graduate college. So who knows? Maybe I might be able to build this about just before I graduate if I can get enough subscribers. Ideally, I'd like to build this when I come home from Weird World Chicago. It would be good if we can get to 700 subs before then.
That's it's probably why I rushed it so much, is because it released mid-January and I went back to school in like late January when the semester started up again. So I did kind of have to rush it if I wanted to have it built before I left. So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, Zizu, once Ninjago modular info leaks, I will talk about nothing else. Except for maybe micro Ninjago modulars, if those are still around. If they're still releasing those. It depends, because I think the next rumored one is Ninjago City Apartments. And Gardens is retiring at the end of this year. And I don't think Lego's only going to have one Ninjago modular out at a time. I think they're always going to have 2 for that compatibility and connecting aspect. And if I'm quite honest with myself, I don't think Markets is going to be that hot of a seller on its own. So they'll need to release another one to keep that up. So. And
I'll angle this down so y'all can see some of the details at the bottom. It's just a really detailed set. And I like the foliage and the funky colors.
Oh, and yeah, you know what's funny is we're getting these 4 micro Ninjago buildings, and if the rumors are true and we do get Ninjago City Apartments in 2025, it's already going to be incomplete, the collection, because then we're going to need another one to connect. So
yeah, another micro build.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if they'd wait for another 4 to release before they consider doing another one, or consider doing more of them. Or maybe if they're, once we reach like Ninjago's 15th or 20th anniversary, if they'd release the rest of the micro ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if anyone remembers when I got the street sets, and I color swapped the Friends colors for vintage colors, Well, because this set has the it has the bright light orange and the bright green and some of the dark red, and there's some tan in there, and there's some brown, and it's got the dark turquoise. I think it will be a challenge of me. Oh, there's a tiny bit of purple in there to replace some of the bright colours with the vintage colours. So I can easily replace the bright light orange with yellow. Can easily replace the bright green with regular green. Can replace the dark red with regular red. Can replace the brown with black. And well, there isn't really a vintage equivalent for purple, so I think much like with the Friends Main Street, I'll just replace it with white, and I might end up doing the same, or I might convert the dark turquoise into blue wherever I can, because I think that's a fun challenge, keeping the modern architecture but changing the color to vintage is something I like doing with these big sets. And I only just thought about it when I got back into mock building yesterday after I completed some of my university work. And hence, that's something that I'm going to be working on throughout the rest of the month now. So if you want to see all that behind the scenes imagery of some of the secret mocks I'm working on, you can go pledge to me on Patreon. There's a link in the description. And some people might remember the big project I did for my city in the past 2 updates was rebuilding the daily vehicle to shrink it down to a half base plate. Well, the video, or when I did all that, I filmed a video about that, and right now that video is early access to my pledges on Patreon, and that'll be this week's video I'm going to upload to the channel.
Always bringing the content.
So, can't wait to build this set in the future. And we've already seen the glorious box of the Monkey Kid set, the Megapolis, which will look very good in Asian Town. But before we build like I said, before we build Asian Town, before we build the Megapolis on my birthday stream, going to be building the Indiana Jones set. That set's in April, so there's the temple, Escape from the Lost Tomb, and Temple of the Golden Idol. I believe I got these sets for the Scary Pirates GWP.
Gotcha. Have you seen the rebrickable builds for those?
I have, because other people show rebrickable builds on their videos, and some of them look pretty good. But as a mock builder, not a set builder, I don't like to use other people's ideas for mocks on rebrickable.
Fair enough.
I like to get loose inspiration from people's stuff on rebrickable, but I feel like I would be cheating my skill set, and I would take the easy way out by buying someone's instructions and making that mock. I'd prefer to use the way I have fun with Lego is using imagination. So I think if I was to take the easy way out and buy someone's instructions, that would take away some of the fun for me.
The only thing, I agree with you 100%, because that's the whole point of Lego, is to build what you want and use your imagination to build it. The only thing that I will say about other people's builds is, it's just like anything else in life, is that you see some techniques that they use and that you learn. And then when you learn, it just lets you use that skill or that technique in some of your builds later on. And so it's always nice to learn new stuff.
Yeah, and even though I don't like to, I don't like to explicitly use people's stuff from Rebrickable. And there is this one guy who sells instructions for customized 4-wide vintage vehicles, which I'm really interested in.
Oh, very nice.
And I'm gonna try see if he has any, or if that guy has any instructions for stuff cheaper than $2. Those are the only instructions I might consider buying. Because there's a guy in a vintage Lego Facebook group that showed us, and I was like, oh my god, these are the best rebrickable models I've ever seen. Because they were explicitly vintage Lego. It was amazing.
See, and sometimes that's what you're looking for. And you see, and it's not bad to really see. I guess you can, but the person doesn't want to share the instructions for free, because I think that would be even cooler. But I mean, I get it. He wants to get paid for it or whatever. But just sharing them, I think, is pretty cool. So then that way you can see other people's ideas, and that's how it all starts, you know.
However, I have seen some castle builders that have put free instructions for small castle builds, and because they're small, they're free. And normally some of the small builds are free because they get you to look at, or some designers post free instructions of small stuff to get you to browse their catalog of the bigger stuff that they charge for. And there's a lot of castle builders out there who sell free instructions for cheap castle stuff, which when I get back into castle, I want to explore. Because there are some free instructions out there for the small stuff, and if I were ever to use to credit a rebrickable designer, it would be the designers that have some of the free stuff. Because I have to think, because your instructions really have to speak to me as a mock builder if I'm going to pay for them. Someone who's a set builder would have a much lower threshold of, yes, this looks cool, I'm going to buy their instructions.
I got the free downloadable instructions for the Lego Movie logo that I did. That was just easier than trying to figure out the best way to do it. It's just somebody else already figured it out, so that's why I did it that way. And they were free. All you had to do was just he has them on YouTube.
I'm not sure how much Ninjago stuff there is on Rebrickable.
There's some. It's there's some stuff. It depends on what you're looking for. A lot of alternate builds.
Yeah. See, with action things like Ninjago, I could imagine a lot of alternate builds compared to original builds. Because if you go back and look at some of the vintage themes, there were a bunch of websites. There were a bunch of websites that Lego partnered with to design alternate builds, and our Slugger actually covered some of that stuff for things like Throwbots and Bionicle and Adventurers actually covered some of that stuff, because back in the late 90s, early 2000s, Lego outsourced a lot of their designs to fans. And if anyone remembers the blacksmith shop from 2002, that was in collaboration with a designer. And Lego reached out to James Mathis, who designed alternate builds of some of the Santa Fe trains. Stuff like that is what I could imagine a lot of the rebrickable designers of action things like Ninjago doing? Because we get a healthy mix of most things we could want in Ninjago, compared to Star Wars, where there's a lot of stuff they have not done.
Yeah. Well, I suppose the difference is because Ninjago is Lego's own IP, they're able to get most of the stuff that people want from the show in set form because they're connected, because they have full control over it.
Yeah.
I mean, really the only thing that's missing from Ninjago are certain minifigs of characters. But that's honestly true to any theme with a story. There's always going to be a character that's missing.
The Bricker's Life was asking this question earlier, because I said that RC, you've talked about how you're going to Orlando Brick Convention.
Yeah. Yep. And they actually got two. They've got one coming up here in March, which is in Kissimmee, and that one's like March 16th and something like that. I don't know. I can look it up right quick. That's like right around the corner. I'll probably go to that one. And then they got another one coming in Orlando in June 8th and 9th. So they've got a couple of shows coming here. And then we actually got a new Bricks and Minifigs that's opening up not too far from me. And we've had a couple of new Lego spots open up. There's a new one in the Seminole Town Center. There's been the Orlando Brick Co. is about to open up there in Longwood. Like I said, the new Bricks and Minifigs and Outdoors opening up in May. They're opening up on May 4th. So May the 4th be with you. Yeah, we got a lot of Lego stuff going on right now.
And speaking of May the 4th be with you, I'll be doing a live stream on Revenge of the 5th. Starting to build the Lego UCS X-Wing. So if anyone's going to be building Lego Star Wars sets on May the 4th or Revenge of the 5th, reach out to me and we can do a Star Wars build stream together. And which set are you talking about, Dave?
We're getting a Bricks and Minifigs over in Schaumburg, which is the town that Brick World Chicago is in.
Nice.
That's really nice. That's going to be really convenient for everyone coming to Chicago because it's. I mean, Mayo, you accompanied us for that trip down to the Crest Hill.
Because you drove us to the Bricks and Minifigs west of Schaumburg.
Yeah. And then there's the other one that's in Crest Hill, but even that's like at least a half hour away. But this one's like 10-15 minutes away, and none of that's on the highway or anything, unless you want to. But yeah, it's closer. It's opening April 6th, and I'm gonna be there at the opening.
Yeah, which means for us who want to go back to Bricks and Minifigures, when doing Brick World Chicago, we won't have to travel as far to get to one.
It's an easier trip.
So I can't remember if you drive a Volkswagen Golf or a Volkswagen Jetta.
It's a Golf.
Yeah, a Volkswagen Golf. Yeah, because I always remember coming home, and that was at the time when the Star Wars mechs came out, and we were chatting about the Star Wars mechs and the impact of the prequels, the whole ride home, because Hive was talking about a lot of that stuff, and that was at the time when Hive was campaigning for more prequel Lego Star Wars sets, because I think that was just after the UCS gunship got really popular.
Yeah.
And the UCS gunship is one of the more popular UCS sets over the past 10 years because people that grew up with the prequels are always desperate for more stuff based upon the prequels. And it's funny, I remember conversations like that because of all of the memories I had at Chicago, which is why I'm coming back. And before the end of the month, I'm going to go to a travel agent to figure out my flights and hotels. And I'm also going to need to transfer money out of my Chicago funds onto my debit card so I can register my convention day tickets. And I'm not sure if you've already registered your tickets, but when I went onto the website before this stream, when you buy the convention tickets, the option for exhibiting was included in the price. So Chicago must have been the convention must have been so popular, they got rid of the option to attend the convention, but you can't exhibit. They just bunched it all together.
Yeah, and
Because
they
of the popularity.
Yeah, and they sent out a couple of months ago, maybe it was just 1 month ago, like display space requests. I'm assuming those went to everybody. I sent in my request. I'm getting a table that's twice the size of what I need for the Temple of Air Jitsu, because Amber Lyle will also be displaying at my table, and I think we'll have a few other people are just going to display some habitat builds.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure I get enough space, and then if we still have extra space, that space can be easily donated to anyone who might need it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to email them to say, hey, I'm gonna need mosaic I'm gonna need space for a 96 by 96 stud mosaic.
You know what you should do with that empty space? Is you should go to Bricks and Minifigs, buy a random set, and just build it and set it up.
Yeah, I could do that.
So that display request, was that sent out by the official Brickworld email?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So
I
if
think
I
it's something. I registered
people-
pretty much right away, so I don't know how it would work if you didn't register right away.
Yeah.
But
So I'm guessing they sent it out to people who exhibited last year.
yeah. Well, no, they sent it out to people who have registered because you get like a unique registration number or something like that.
Okay, so once I get the money and pay my registration fee, which includes the full access plus the option to exhibit, they might then email me saying, hey, do you want to exhibit anything? And then I can respond to them, yes, a 96 by 96.
Yeah, it's possible. It might also show up as an option after you've registered, after you've bought your registration. You might have that option in there, like that's a link that you can go to. I don't know how it will work. Honestly, that'd be a question to ask. Mark.
Yeah, I might have to send out a couple emails to the Brickworld email if I can't figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
But I know,
I'm sure
I know that there were only a handful of people that exhibited mosaics last year, and they did find a way to tuck away the mosaics, kind of away from the busyness of most other people. So I think there should be enough room for mosaics. Compared to
hopefully
someone,
they'll have enough space.
Compared to someone like you who has a big, ginormous Ninjago table, the suite, I know from walking around the convention hall last year that demand for table space is much greater than demand for wall space, which is what mosaics are put up on, I guess, an art easel or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you can put an art easel that's holding a mosaic anywhere. And for anyone that watched my Brickvention vlog, might have seen that one of our friends, Dusty Bricks, had a mosaic that was opposite Adorebuild's Care Bears Countdown mock, and they were able to get a circle of easels holding mosaics in the middle of the hallway, which is was something different. So that when you walked on by, you had to walk around the mosaic and then be able to look at it, compared to Chicago, where the mosaics were on one side of the building on a wall away from key table space. So there's different ways that convention organizers go about it depending on what space they're working with.
Yeah.
Speaking of mosaics, have you guys seen the pirate mosaic that's like massive? It's like 10 feet wide and like 4 feet tall, and it's of a sunset and a pirate ship and or like the Jolly Roger. So it's a sunset, the Jolly Roger, and I think there's like a pirate ship in it. And it's all mosaic made out of cheese wedges.
Yeah, those types of mosaics are the ones when they use the cheese slopes, it's so that they can get two images in the same mosaic. When you look from one side, it looks like one thing, but when you look from the other side, it looks like a different thing. And Chicken Bricks showed off a Rick and Morty mosaic next to his Classic Space exhibit, and I should know how amazed people were, because I stood by Chicken Bricks, who was in front of TJ, Hive, and Amberlaya. People kept on coming by when they were going to get food, and they always looked for both sides and were amazed that both Rick and Morty were on the same mosaic using the cheese slopes. And because Life says, I have 3 Ninjago sets and 1 ninja set. The Emperor's Stronghold set 3053 that is missing the minifigs, but I have some from a bulk buy from the yard sale.
Very nice.
Yeah, any time you can get some of the vintage figs in bulk lots is always because it's whichever era they're from, it's normally telling of when their children grew up.
Frickin's Life asked, will I be there? Yes, I will. And then she said she's going to the 16th first session. I'm not sure exactly what day I'm going because I work on the weekend, so I'm just going to have to wiggle it around. But I definitely am going to be there one day or another.
I fear the same thing, Dave, because mine is used in box, not new in box. And I'm not sure if all of the stickers are there either. Now, this is something we normally do at the 45-minute mark or the 35-minute mark, depending on the vibe of our streams. But I was so excited to compare Ninja with Ninjago that we're now going to do it quickly at the end of the stream before we head on out of here. So this is a game we like to call Pardon the Interruption, and the main game we play is, well, the main 2 games we play as a part of Pardon the Interruption is 60-second answers and fill in the blanks. So for those who don't know how the format works, I ask random questions about whichever topic we're talking about, and everyone on screen has to answer in 60 seconds or less. And normally we ask 3 questions, and then we ask 3 other questions where you have to give a 1-word answer for filling in the blank and a brief explanation. So let's do this, shall we? It seems it's been popular when we've done it previously, so we're going to give Titanium J the Pardon the Interruption experience before we get on out of here. So let's play Pardon the Interruption. So the the first question is, very basically, which is better, Ninjago or Ninja RC?
Oh, I'm a vintage guy, so you know I'm going to go with Ninja. And I don't know much about Ninjago. So Ninja.
Ninja. How about you, TJ?
Oh, it's got to be Ninjago. Ninjago. I grew up with Ninjago. It's a theme that I'm very attached to. Love it very much. And I didn't really get to experience Ninja, so it doesn't hold that same love for me.
Fair enough.
Nice. Now my answer's a little bit different because I remember looking at the Ninjago sets in the catalogs in 2011, 2012, and I also remember there was one stop motion by Michael Hickox. It was a stop motion where I think the black ninja, or it might have been the grey ninja, had to find the hidden treasure and beat some of the late 90s ninja bad guys. So I have a lot of nostalgia for both of them. So I think nostalgia goes out of the conversation for me. So I think it actually comes down to the quality of the builds. And as much as I like the advanced pieces in the ninja theme and how we got more historically accurate build styles, I do think that some of them could have been executed just a little bit better. And I am on the record saying that Ninjago is the most ornate theme LEGO has ever done. And some of the Ninjago sets, they made my eyes pop out. My eyes have never popped out for a ninja set, so I think my vote also goes to Ninjago. The next question is focus about Ninjago. Which is the best season of LEGO Ninjago in reference to the sets that were based upon it, TJ?
That's a tough question. Oh, goodness. Honestly, wow, that's a big question. I think, honestly, I'd probably go season 4. I think Tournament of Elements did a pretty good job. They did a lot of sets, a lot of fairly priced sets, and they covered a good majority of what came out. Yeah. I think I'll go with season 4, yeah. Tournament of Elements.
Season 4, Tournament of Elements. I'll say.
I'm going to agree with TJ because he knows what he's talking about. I have no clue. So we're going to go with season 4, man.
Very, very easy. Now this is actually very difficult for me because I have watched so many reviews of Ninjago sets. I've watched so many reviews from all different eras. And because I'm not invested in the TV series, and because I'm not invested in the latest sets on a year-by-year basis, I look back more of a historical perspective, and I'm immediately drawn to the direct-to-consumer sets. But the direct-to-consumer sets aren't really based off any one season in the TV series. So I got to look at the aesthetics of the sets in relation to the TV series. And many people know that ever since the studio's theme, LEGO has put a big emphasis on Halloween sets. And they've done a lot of themes based upon the concept of spookiness and horror films. And there's just something about the sets that complemented the City of Sticks, which was that for 2015?
Yeah, that was season 5.
Yeah, season 5 for City of Sticks. The ghost elements of the City of Sticks and some of the small sets that came that complemented it really brought me back to Monster Fighters, and Monster Fighters is a theme that also spoke to me. So out of bias, compare comparing each of the Ninjago seasons to other things, my appreciation for what I like in Lego, I think I'm going to give it to whichever season of where the City of Sticks came out with. Last question. If you could go back and buy any Ninjago set that was not a direct-to-consumer set, i.e. the Ninjago City sets and the Temple of Air Jutsu, which one would you buy, RC?
Which one's worth more? Which one gets me more money?
Well, then you have to look at the market values.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really gotten too far into Ninjago or anything, so whichever one is worth more is probably whichever one I take.
That's a very straightforward answer. TJ.
Alright, so I have most of the Ninjago sets. There are a few that are direct to consumer that I don't have, but since that doesn't count, we'll skip those. There's really only a couple that come to mind that I'd want, but technically one of them is a Lego Ninjago movie set, which is technically a different theme. It's not under the Ninjago theme, so there's really only one choice for me, and that would have to be the Epic Dragon Battle set from 2012, which included the original Ultra Dragon build and the Great Devourer build and a little prison. That one was cool, and I never got it.
So this is a very easy answer for me. Some people might have heard me talk about this in the past. I believe the last time I was on stream with TJ, I said this. I would go back and get the Skeleton Bowling set from the first wave of Ninjago. I remember looking at the catalogue and I saw Skeleton Bowling next to the Garmadon's Fortress and the Ninja Dojo from the first wave. And as impressive as they were, I thought it was a really fun concept to use the spinners that they had back then as bowling. Kind of like when they came out with that set that might have been for Sons of Garmadon, where they had the whipcord spinners that you could that kind of formed that Beyblade arena, some people like to call it. That kind of concept was originally done with the Skeleton Bowling, and there's just something about the Skeleton Bowling set that always spoke to me. Bowling alleys in general in Lego have always really spoken to me, and I always get excited when I see 10-pin bowling builds within Lego sets. And that set, I believe I watched Molder 217 do a review of Skeleton Bowling, and that just brought me so much nostalgia back to reading the 2011 catalogue. And I think I will say that as much as I have nostalgia and oh my god wow factor for the Temple of Air Jutsu, I think the Skeleton Bowling is my most nostalgic set, and I would want to go back and buy that one. What's everyone saying in the comments?
See, that's awesome that you guys have like the nostalgia factor for it. Like, that came out during my dark period. I was definitely not into Legos back then when the Ninjago first started coming out. So I know they still make it, but like when I was a kid, the cool stuff was, Blacktron, Islanders, Pirates, Castle, all that stuff. So that's just kind of what I aim towards. So I get why you guys like a lot of it.
I was able to get Skeleton Bowling a couple of years ago, and
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I got it used, but it's great. I love the set. It's in storage right now because I don't have space for anything, but it's a lovely set. Yeah.
And Dave's saying about the Ninjago City market is the biggest set and has by piece count. Because Live talking about the convention. Because Life's votes goes for Ninja, but Ninjago has cool parts. PBJ has most of the Ninja sets.
Who does?
And TJ also says TJ knows about being a ghost.
Oh yeah. You know what that's referencing, Mayo?
Is that something that you guys do on Twitch?
Yeah, it's a whole thing with squirrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know what's gone on with Twitch, but somehow I got banned from Brooks chat. It's a glitch that's happened before, and Brooks actually told me that it's happened to a couple viewers over time. Is that some people randomly got banned from his chat, even though they don't show up in his list of banned accounts. So I'm actively trying to get a backup Twitch account created, just so that I can enjoy the fun conversations that they have. Because before I had those glitches with Twitch, the Brooks Twitch stream on a Saturday morning is a fun way for me to go to bed. So hopefully Twitch can figure out their glitches. But if that's not the case, I'd love someone who's more experienced with Twitch than me to let me know what's up. So anyway, let's move on to the second game. The last thing we'll do on this stream for the which is a fill in the blank. So I'll answer 3 very quick questions. So it is blank that Ninjago figures are more detailed than Star Wars or Marvel or DC figures.
I think that's pretty cool.
I'd say it's true.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, my word is probably logistical, because I learned from the best, and the best have said that when you get tangled up with the intricacies of a licensing compared to your own IP, you have more creative control, and unfortunately not everything that's concept art gets created accurately in the merchandise because of the logistics of how things are communicated. So I think there is a lot of logistical problems. Second question is, comparing the advancement in build techniques of Ninjago compared to Ninja, it is blank that they decided to go with the same Power Rangers aesthetic for the minigames.
That they decided to go with the same Power Rangers aesthetics as what?
And the same Power Rangers aesthetic for the minigames, because they copied the same colors and the similar mentality with the minigames of the ninjas.
I don't know. That's they probably did some kind of survey and found out that everybody likes those colors.
Yeah. I'd say unsurprising, because having like the different colors really has them all pop out and appeal to kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My word is probably marketable, because Lego knows how successful the Power Rangers franchise has been. And if you look at things like a Bionicle and some of the Bionicle things like Throwbots before that, they've always had different colors representing different elements, just like Power Rangers. And whether people realize it or not, Power Rangers is very influential for a bunch of Lego things. So I think marketable is the word.
You know,
but the last question is the fact that how should I rephrase this? The fact that we get so many of the same concepts in Ninjago as sets is blank compared to the diversity of ninja sets.
I think it's unoriginal that they keep coming out with the same thing, or the same thing, just different colors and stuff. So I'll go with unoriginal.
Mayo, I'm going to borrow a word you used from a previous question and say marketable, because they test the audiences, they know what works, and they got to release. It's like City; they got to release the same kind of things every year or every couple of years to keep appealing to the new generations.
You mean this police helicopter we have isn't rare?
No, it's not.
My word is formulative, because Lego has a formula with most of their things. And the clear formula with Ninjago, much like Lego City and to a lesser extent Lego Friends, is to outdo, is what I call outdoing the last, where they take a set they made years ago, and as they get more pieces into their parts inventory, they try to outdo the last one for the next generation of kids. And given that Lego is the most successful toy company in the world, as much as people like to complain about that formula, I think it is a formula that works. So that has been, pardon the interruption. Anyway, this has been a fun episode of Real Whole Egg. Glad we could get our resident ninja Titanium J to come out today and help us out with something that I think was out of RC's comfort zone and something that I am not the greatest at. So thank you, Titanium J, for coming out today as a special guest. Where can we find you on social media?
So you can find me on YouTube and Instagram and Twitch, Titanium J52 on all those. And I normally stream Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time on Twitch. I'm going to be building the Ninjago Kai's Ninja Climber mech next. I'm also normally on Lub, Lego's Ultimate Build, which is on Bricksmith's channel Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time. And also this week, Tuesday night at I think 7:30 p.m. Central Time, Amberlaya and I will be going live together over on her Twitch and YouTube channel, I believe.
Is that a Tuesday? Is that a Tuesday night?
Yeah, that's a Tuesday, and that's
okay. Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's more of a one-off than it is a regular thing. But like, it's not a weekly thing. But we're going to be doing it this Tuesday, and hanging out and talking some different Lego topics. So, yeah.
Nice. Where can we find you, RC?
Here on YouTube, I've got a couple videos, but on Fridays, you'll find me hanging out with Mayo. You can also find me on Instagram, same thing, from blocks to mocks. And I appreciate you coming on tonight, TJ. I definitely don't know very much about Ninjago, so Mayo would have been talking to somebody who didn't have a clue. But yeah, I had a good time. I appreciate it as always. Thanks for having me on, and glad to be part of the new Mayo show. And
yeah. So for all the places people want to find me, you can go use the links in the description. I'm thinking next weekend we mix things up a little bit, and I think something we will do in the future is every second week we'll talk about a vintage Lego theme. And if there is a modern equivalent, make comparisons with that. And in between those weeks, just talk about something generic about Lego. We've talked about the scale of Lego and the wheels of Lego and the minifigs of Lego. There's only so much you can do about that, and just as much concepts there are about Lego, there's also an abundance of themes we can talk about as well. So I've said when I'm building the Indiana Jones sets, it would be fun to talk about adventures, for example. I think what we're going to talk about next week is the Lego Idea Book 6000, which came out in 1980. That's going to be a fun one. Anyway, so this has been another episode of Real Whole Egg, episode 33. I'll see everyone on my next short. I'll see everyone on my next live stream, which as always is at 9 p.m. Eastern on a Friday night in North America, which is 1 p.m. Eastern on an Australian Saturday afternoon. But when the US goes into daylight saving, that'll be back by 1 hour. And when Australia comes out of daylight saving, that'll be back a further hour. So for all the Australian audience, when the daylight saving changes in both Australia and the United States, there will be time zone, there will be start time changes, just letting everyone know. Anyway, thanks for a great time today, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye, Jay.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah. And while the credits are rolling, I'll put up the link for the Hive stream so we can all go right on over to Hive. Let's roll the credits. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for supporting mayohosko Media. Your viewership is very important to us. Tell YouTube you like us by smashing the like button. Let your thoughts be known in the comments down below. Never miss out on any more Lego content from us by hitting the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. Stay tuned for live streams every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern in North America and monthly city updates on the last Wednesday or Thursday of every month. If you like Minecraft and gaming streams, follow us on Twitch, mayo_hosko, no capital letters. Twitch streams every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern in North America. To be in the know, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at real_mayohosko. Have fun with us on our Discord server. Friend us on Facebook and join the fan club group. For business inquiries, email us at mayohosko@gmail.com. For historical inquiries, check out our website. For special community perks, including behind the scenes, voting rights, and early access videos, become an investor today by pledging to us on Patreon. Links in the description. Watch this video recommended to you, or check out this playlist if you missed any previous videos of the same genre. This has been mayohosko, and I am a fan of old Lego. #A